Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review, a Sunday night show. Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello. So, a couple things about this show. First of all, let me get into it right away. This was my first time going to a show at the Fontainebleau Hotel, which is a new hotel. They just started to do shows, finally. I heard good news. I heard good things about the theater that they have there. I was very excited to check it out. They really, for the first year, didn't have a single show. And then now I'm starting to see that they're starting to schedule shows. I think Heart is coming in December. Hootie and the Blowfish, Smashing Pumpkins. So someone's starting to book some decent bands. So, it's always exciting for me when there's something new. The venue was cool. It was big. It's like big and tall and open. I had seats in section 102, I think row T. I paid, so I was watching the tickets. I wasn't sure if I was going to go to the show. Tickets were like $150, and then today I noticed they dropped to $75. So I grabbed one with all the fees. It came out to $120, which is still fucking crazy. It was $70.99. It was $80 for a ticket and then $40 in fees. 50% of the ticket price was fees. So once again, a big fuck you to Ticketmaster and all you greedy sons of bitches. It's fucking wrong. These governments keep claiming they're going to do something. They ain't doing shit about it. It's terrible. It's wrong. And I don't know why nobody is doing anything about it. 50% fees on an $80 ticket. Ridiculous. Anyway, so as far as the theater, I was on the floor. I did not like the floor. It was one of those floors. It was very flat, which I don't like. If you're going to build a brand new theater from scratch, I don't know how you don't put a little bit of an incline on there. The seats on the floor felt like cafeteria seats. Here you have people, they're buying the best seats in the house, and you're literally putting them on cafeteria seats. Not folding chairs, but like those hard seats from a cafeteria. So the problem with them being so flat is if people in front of you are standing, or if you want to stand, you're always blocking someone. Even if everybody's standing, you still can't see over everybody. Wasn't a fan. I ended up sneaking to the back. Section 2 was pretty good. If I got to go back to the show there, I'm actually going to look at Section 2. Section 2 was normal seating, and it had a little bit of an incline. And then behind Section 2, or in Section 2, there's a general admission thing in the back. Excuse me. There's a general admission thing in the back that you can stand on, and there's a shelf. You can put your drinks on it. I found it to be much more comfortable than the first floor. So I actually bought tickets on the floor and moved back. Anyway, that's my take on it. I was talking to one of the ushers. He said the 5th floor, don't ever buy those seats. He said if you're sitting down, you cannot see the stage. You have to stand up. He said 3rd and 4th sections are not bad at all, but I can't speak for that. That's what he was telling me. Anyway, so that's the Fontainebleau Theater. Elvis Costello. So I saw him a couple months ago. First time I saw him, I was pleasantly surprised with him. I thought, you can go back and listen to my full review on him. So I thought he was the opener for Daryl Hall, and I kept looking at the set list, and it was so long, and I Googled it actually during the show, and turns out he's a co-headliner. I don't know who did this. I don't think these are two guys that should be touring together. Daryl Hall and Hall & Oates was a hit-making machine, upbeat pop rock hits. Elvis Costello is not known for hits, and the one or two hits that he kind of has, like Veronica, he doesn't play them anyway. Although they're the same age and same era, and they're probably good friends in real life, the crowd was asleep for Elvis Costello. The crowd was asleep. I like Elvis Costello. He's cool. He's a cool motherfucker. He's a talented guy. He's a real unique individual. But I know he does different set lists every night. I'll read through his set list. Someone posted it already. But I thought the set list was very sleepy. There were a lot of ballads. He never connected with the crowd. The crowd sat the whole show. I was watching everybody. Everybody was really just out of it. The last one or two songs people got up. The set list is Pump It Up, Truth Dog, Watching the Detectives, No Flag, Motel Matches, Oh, Las Vegas, Wonder Woman, Every Day I Write the Book, A Face in the Crowd, Blood and Hot Sauce, which I do like that song. I also like Every Day I Write the Book. Everybody's Crying Mercy, The Angels Want to Hear My Red Shoes, Clubland, The Only Flame in Town, I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. Magnificent Hurt was finally, I think, when people got on their feet. And What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding. So it's 17 songs. Definitely not an opening act. He never captured that crowd. I think that crowd was there mainly for Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello, even though everybody knows his name and they're just not familiar with the music. It just was sleepy. I have to say, I don't know how to judge this. I'm going to give him his own score, and I'm going to give Daryl their own score. So for Elvis Costello, I gave him a much higher score last time. I thought it was better, more engaging. This one just felt flat. It just felt flat. The whole show, and I'll get into Daryl, also felt flat. Elvis Costello, sorry, buddy. I'm going to give you a 6.6 out of 10. I just thought it was something boring about it. Daryl came on, much shorter set. No one posted the set. I'm going to go off the set list from last night, and I think he added one song, or from a couple nights ago. Very short, much shorter than Elvis. Man-Eater, Dreamtime. I think here he put a song called Foolish Pride, if I remember correctly. He might have added one more song here. Then he did Rich School, Kiss on My List, Private Eyes, I'm in a Philly Mood, Every Time You Go Away, which is a song that he originally wrote that became a big hit in the 80s for someone else. For Paul Young, I think he sang it. Sarah Smile, I Can't Go For That. Then he did an encore, Can't Say No to You, which is a new song of his. And then he closed with You Make My Dreams Come True. So I've seen Hall and Oates together. There's a lot of drama going on between these two guys. I don't know if you've seen the news, which is a real shame because it's getting like dirty. Like I think it's that kind of shit that like Daryl saying, I wrote all the songs. He didn't do anything. That's really getting like bad. When I saw them years and years ago, it was great. There was so much energy. The crowd was on their feet. They were dancing. They played all the hits. It really was a great show. I remember it was before I was doing reviews. It was a great show. I'm going to use the same word for Daryl as I used for Elvis. It was flat. The whole night felt flat. He came out for Man-Eater. He sounded terrible. Thankfully, his voice got better. But he didn't really engage the crowd that much. I think it was by Rich Girl. By the third song in, he sat at the piano and he did not get up till the encore. Again, nothing wrong with that. Billy Joel sits at his piano the whole show, but there's something about him that's alive. This felt flat. His voice at moments sounded great, but at moments sounded also off. I felt like he wasn't hitting the notes. He was pulling his back from the microphone every time he went high. It's like an old singer's trick, I guess. He's lucky. They're great hits, but like the tempo was a little bit down. It was like a notch down, and it just didn't connect. I was looking at the crowd. These are big hits. These are hits that people are up dancing for, and they were not. They were sitting down. Even the last song, You Make My Dreams. I mean, that is like a get off your ass. Don't. People get up and they start moving. Half that place was sitting down. Maybe it was Sunday night. Maybe it was the audio. You know, there was a couple moments where he was screaming at his audio guy like a real prick off to the side. I think he's got a history of not being the coolest guy out there. I think he's been, known as a prick a little bit, but he sounded, the way he was screaming at like the guys off stage about the sound, kind of off-putting a little bit. But missed a couple hits, very short set, nothing connected with that crowd. I'm telling, if you can't connect with You Make My Dreams with a crowd that came to see you, that tells me I'm not off. The crowd was not so into it. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. Everything just felt flat, which was a real shame. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7, flat. As Dave Portnoy says, a rookie score. 7 out of 10 I think is fair, and that might even be generous just because I like those songs. But overall, something was missing tonight. I don't know what it was. I don't think those two guys should be together. I think they're not. It's just not a good co-headline. Elvis Costello is not a good opener for Daryl Hall. It's just not. By the time we got to Daryl Hall, I think everybody was half asleep, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But that's as honest as I can be. I'm sure I'll get a lot of shit. I'm not taking anything away from either of these guys. If you go back and listen to my Elvis Costello from a couple weeks ago, my review a couple months ago, very positive. Hall and Oates, when I've seen them, has always been very upbeat and fun and positive. This is the first time I'm seeing them solo. Didn't love it. I didn't love it. That's it. That's my review. I'm sticking to it. Didn't have anything last week. I went away to Joshua Tree. I'm not really sure what's coming up, but I'm sure there's stuff. And thanks for listening, and subscribe and comment if you were there. Tell me if you agree with me or disagree with me. Be nice and subscribe, and I will see you at the next show.